Welcome to Ganesh Institute channel. So today we are going to discuss another thing in convergence of series, which is De Morgan and Bertrand's test. So we have covered so many tests so far, so let's see how they are going to apply in this and when does this De Morgan Bertrand's test come into picture. Okay, so basically this is, so far you have already known that you have to find out or write down the first general term. First thing is to write down the general term, which is here. If you see there's 1, 3, 5 and all. That means 1 square, 3 square, 5 square. So general term will be 2n minus 1 whole square, right? Because it is what? It is a summation of odd terms and it signifies odd basically. And in denominator you have 2 square, 4 square, 6 square. That means square of multiple of 2, right? And here if you see you have x, so here is no x in first term, but in second term you have x raised to power 1, in third term you have x raised to power 2. So every x is having the power less than the number of position at which it is on. So that means x raised to power n minus 1, right? Then let's apply. We don't know really whether we have to apply De Morgan or not. Let's try with all those tests which we have studied. Let's try with D'Alembert's test. Okay, D'Alembert's ratio test. So second thing which we have to find out is un plus 1 term. That means this will be same up to here, right? Then another term will be added on, which is what? If you put n plus 1 instead of n here, so what you will get, right? Whole square. So 2 times n plus 2 minus 1, that means 2n plus 1 whole square. And in denominator 2, if you put n plus 1, that means 2n plus 2. And here if you put n plus 1 in power of x, then you will be having, and n will be 1 will be cancelled with 1, so it would be x raised to power n, right? So this is your n plus 1 term. Now what we usually do according to D'Alembert's test, so according to D'Alembert's ratio test, we have to find out the value of limit n tends to infinity un plus 1 by un, right? So if you see, if you divide these two, this with this, you will see that this term got cancelled out, this term got cancelled out. Now what you are left with, this is 2n plus 1 whole square upon 2n plus 2 whole square x raised to power n in un plus 1, and in denominator you have got this bit which is x raised to power n minus 1, right? So, and of course limit n tends to infinity. So you will see that this will remain as it is, but x in division form, same base power got subtracted in division, so n minus 1, so that means only x, right? So what we do usually, we take out n. If you take n as common from here, so power is 2, so n square will got common, and then similarly from denominator, right, limit n tends to infinity. So you will find out that if you substitute value of n as infinity, 1 by infinity is 0, so 2 square is 4. Similarly in denominator this will be 0 and 2 square will be 4. So you have got x. Now you know, according to ratio test, if this x has 3 fates, if x is less than 1, then the series will be convergent. If x is greater than 1, then divergent. But what if x equals 1? then this test fails, right? So that means these two are okay. We are done with this. But what if x equals 1? So let's apply another test, which is Raab's test in case when x would be 1, right? So for Raab's test, what you had to find out, you know, in our last video we studied. So in Raab's test, you need to find out n, un, just opposite of what we are doing in ratio test, right? And then limit n tends to infinity. So let's do it. If you are going to put x equals 1 in this value, see here, this is the value of un. So this is the value of un plus 1 by un. If you put x as 1, then only this bit will be left. So 2n plus 1 right? This is what your un upon un plus 1, right? This is your un by un plus 1. Now if you just mark down this value here, so you will be getting limit n tends to infinity n, and then this bit, which is 2n plus 2 by 2n plus 1 whole square minus 1, right? So that means it would be, so limit n tends to infinity un by un plus 1, the whole this bit will be having value as limit n tends to infinity n, this thing, right? So expand it, a plus b whole square. So a square, which is 2n whole square, which is 4n square, then b square, which is 2 square, which is 4, and 2ab, you know, a plus b whole square, simpler, I know, a square plus b square 2ab, and then when you have 2n's whole square, 2 square, 2n, 2. So that means 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8, n, right? In denominator you have a plus b whole square, which is, of course, again 2n whole square, this means 4n square, plus b square, which is 1 square 1, plus 2 times 2n and 1, that means 4n, minus, this is 1, right? So that means this whole denominator will come here with opposite sign. That means 4n square minus 1 minus 4n, right? So 4n square got cancelled with 4n square. So you have got the value as 8 minus 4n is 4n, 4 minus 1 is 3, and this is it, right? So this is your value. Now again solve the value for n. So if you take n as common, then it will become 4, and here 3 by n. In denominator, if you take n square common, then it will become 4, plus this bit will be 1 by n square, this will become 4 by n, right? N square got cancelled with n square. So directly put the value. If you see this value n, if you keep infinity, then 3 by n is 0, so only 4 is left, and here it is 0, only 4, that means 1. So you know there is same condition with Raab's test. If you get the value of limit n tends to infinity and un by un plus 1 minus 1 as 1, then again this test fails. So we have to find another test for this. So that's when De Morgan and Bertrand's tests come into picture. So basically what this test means is that you need to find out the value of limit n tends to infinity log n un by un plus 1 minus 1. Okay, this is the value for Raab's test. Then subtract 1 from there, and this is the value which you need to find out. So this is the value which you have from Raab's test, right? Whenever you apply Raab's test, you need to find out this value. Just find this value and multiply it with n, subtract 1 from it, and then have log n with it, and find out the limit. If that value, this whole value, will be greater than 0, then the series will be convergent. If it would be less than 1, then the series will be divergent. Okay, so let's find out whether now this is satisfying the equation or not. So you have limit n tends to infinity, here log m, then this bit you have already found out here, which is this value, which is here, right? N into 4n plus 3. So n into, let's make it this, 4n plus 3. And in denominator you have 4n square plus 1 plus 4n. 4n square plus 1 plus 4n, right? In denominator you have got this. Now you have minus 1 with minus 1 in the formula, right? So let's check what's the value which we are getting from here. So 4n square plus 3n minus 4n square minus 1 minus 4n by 4n square plus 1 plus 4n, right? So this again got cancelled. What you have got? Log n. Here minus 4n plus 3n is minus n, here minus 1, and in denominator you have 4n square plus 1 plus 4n, right? So now you can take minus 1 as common. Log n, this is 1 plus n by 4n square plus 1 plus 4n. What you can do, simply take, now you have to apply a formula, take n common from denominator. Okay, why I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you. So it will be 4n, then 1 by n, then 4, right? And it is as it is. You know what? The value of log n by n, limit n tends to infinity, is 0. So you don't need to worry about this bit. It already got 0, and you know that 0 is less than 1, right? So that means by keeping the value, bear with me, so the value at x equals 1, where all other tests were failing, when we apply this bit, then the value comes out less than 1, right? And less than 1 means if this value is where it goes, if it is greater than 1, let me refine it. If this value is greater than 1, then the series is convergent, and if this value is less than 1, then divergent. So that means because it is coming out as less than 1, so the series is divergent, right? So you can sum out, see the whole series which you can see at x less than 1 is convergent, x greater than 1 is divergent, and at x equals 1 is divergent too. I hope you got this, and if so, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.